Hello and welcome to Talk Around Town. I'm your host, Stefan Chatwin. In the studio with me today is Dwayne Dalman. Dwayne is the Economic Development Division Manager, whose duties include serving as the liaison between our city and our development community, providing assistance to high-priority private development projects, and so much more. Dwayne, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, I understand, Dwayne, that you love to travel. It's one of your passions. Is that correct?
It is, yes. I've been lucky enough to go to quite a few interesting places.
So what's the most interesting? What's one place that you've just loved, you'd love to go back to, it was the most impactful to you?
Probably Antarctica.
Well, so. Now tell me why Antarctica. You know, that seems like a real desolate place to me. What's so interesting about Antarctica?
I think just the opportunity to go to a place where very few people go, and I think the thought is that, well, there's just lots of snow and it's kind of boring.
Right.
But
that's what I thought.
Yeah. But I think the incredible wildlife and to be sitting next to penguins and
Lots
whales and all kinds of things there.
Yeah.
I think it was a good trip of a lifetime.
So you go from that to becoming the Economic Development Director for the the Economic Development Manager for the city of Fairfield. How did you end up here, and how long have you been with the city?
So I've been in the city about 9 months now,
Okay.
So not a very long time. Started during the pandemic, so still getting to know people.
It's been tough to get to know people during the pandemic, and I would imagine with your job especially that pandemic has made it a little more difficult.
Right, harder to get out and about and meet the businesses and that sort of thing. But I was really drawn to the opportunity, the opportunity for growth and kind of where Fairfield is in its growth. So
Okay.
To me, that had a lot of appeal.
So tell me what an economic development manager does in a city like Fairfield.
Economic development, in general, people typically describe it as, having two facets, attraction and retention.
Okay.
So on the attraction side, our job is to attract new investment in the community, new development, and also try to attract new businesses to be located here in Fairfield.
Okay.
And then on the retention side, we want to work with our existing businesses to retain them and help them grow and expand here and stay in the community.
Okay.
Because they've already invested in the community, so we want them to stay and grow and thrive.
So I've often heard economic development characterized as the lifeblood of a city. What makes it so vital? Why is it so important, a good economic development program?
I think it's important because you're helping to kind of manage the growth of the city. And so the more businesses located in the community, the more jobs are created in the community, the more those businesses are successful. That contributes more sales tax if they're retailers, and that money then directly goes into the city general fund to be used for other type of city services. So the health of the community is really, very much tied to the health of the businesses
Okay.
that are located there. So you can have bedroom communities where people just go in and commute and go out, but thriving communities are ones that have a good business mix and a place for their residents to have jobs and stay in the community versus living there and then driving somewhere else.
So it's more than just a place to lay your head and hang your hat. We're talking about a great place to work, a place to shop, to recreate, all of those kinds of things. And economic development is connected to all of that.
Right. So the stronger all those facets of your community are, then that just makes it more appealing for people to live and, like you said, live, work, and play in their community.
Okay. Now, your division has been working on a strategic plan, it sounds like. Tell me what that entails.
So really, strategic plan is just a chance for, we talked about city growth, and as the city grows, it's important, I think, to kind of take a step back and say, well, are we going in the right direction? That's really the question that a strategic plan answers. So it's a chance for us to say, okay, we need to affect growth, and where's that growth going in the next period of time? And are we on the right track? So that's what prompted the strategic plan. It's a way for us to say, are we on the right track? Are we going in the right direction? Where should we be going? And where should we be prioritizing our economic development efforts?
Okay, and so as those questions are answered, then that gives you a better roadmap for, I suppose, where to specifically recruit or where to focus your attention in economic development efforts, the types of land use issues that you should be dealing with, which is connected to community development, those kinds of things. Is that correct?
Right. So I think the difference between, there are a lot of communities that do strategic plans, not just in economic development, but in many different departments. I think what differentiates our strategic plan with others is that really is a roadmap.
Okay.
So the word that you use is crucial for this. It's not something that's just going to be sitting on the shelf. This is a roadmap that prioritizes our activities over the next 2 years.
Okay. So as you and your team have developed some goals and some priorities, the three priorities, I guess some of the priorities that you've identified is Heart of Fairfield, business attraction, and branding and marketing as those top priorities in your strategic plan. Tell me a little bit about why those kind of rose to the top and what's important about those areas.
So
Especially Heart of Fairfield, because that's
Right.
been an area of focus for the City Council for some time now.
Right. So the Heart of Fairfield is really focusing on the core part in the downtown of Fairfield. So that's a priority because, as many communities have grown, you had your old-fashioned kind of main streets, and typical across America, you had that main street, and then retail kind of development happened, and malls occurred, and many times then the focus was away from your core kind of downtown.
It kind of drew all of those customers away from Main Street America into
Right.
the outside areas where it was less pedestrian friendly, more drive to a mall or someplace like that, or a big box, do your shopping.
Right.
And Main Streets began to die out.
Right. And so for us, we feel that the core of our main street is still there, and it's something that's very vital to downtown. And for Fairfield, it's just located 2 blocks from the City Hall complex,
Yeah.
from the county complex. So geographically speaking, it really is the central area of town.
Does the Main Street area, or for us, our Heart of Fairfield, which is Texas Street, does that take on more of an experience that may be a little different from those shopping malls or the big box stores that are outside of that area? Is it more of an experience? What types of shopping experiences do you look at for
Right.
the core area?
Right. So part of the strategic plan, at least the focus on the Heart of Fairfield, is that we want to brand the Heart of Fairfield as really the arts in the dining district.
Okay.
And getting back to what you said, it's really, you have the malls, but what people are really looking for, what's interesting, is that experience. People like the ability to park in one location, to be able to walk around, to shop, to have restaurant, to have lots of kind of dining opportunities, and just that outside kind of look and feel. And so the focus of the strategic plan for Heart of Fairfield is then to capitalize on the strengths we already have. On the art side, we have the downtown theater. And so we want to capitalize on that and bring more actual physical art. We have murals that are in the downtown. We want to bring that, focus on that asset that we already have tying into the theater. For the dining part, there are already a number of nice restaurants in downtown. And the exciting thing is during the pandemic, we have 4 new restaurants that are opening up in downtown.
Wow.
So we're already taking kind of one of our strengths and leveraging that to have more dining experiences.
Okay.
And so the strategic plan, back to that question, that's really the focus for the Heart of Fairfield. The other part of it is for the business parks. There are 8 business parks here in Fairfield.
Okay.
So part of our attraction efforts then are to market those business parks as a location for the overall Bay Area for those businesses to expand.
And these are real job centers. These are
Right.
some of them very high-paying types of jobs that are very stable and sustainable, and a place for the people that live here to go and work and earn the money so that they can spend that downtown in the Heart of Fairfield in your restaurants, and
Right.
those types of things.
And again, capitalize on the strengths we already have. We're looking at advanced manufacturing companies, food manufacturing companies. We want to go beyond logistics, warehousing type of activities. I mean, there's a place for that, but we want to look at those companies that create those high-paying jobs.
Yeah.
And we feel that Fairfield's a great location. And part of that effort, then the third component to the strategic plan is that branding marketing. That's what tells the story. That's what tells the story for our downtown, and that's what tells the story for our business parks and gets people thinking about Fairfield for a location,
Okay.
not only for the downtown, but for businesses to locate. So those are the 3 parts of our strategic plan.
Now, you had mentioned a few moments ago the mural downtown, and I got to see that mural, and it's terrific. Is that part of the strategic plan, or what's the thought behind that mural and I suppose future murals?
Right. That ties into the art part. So we have the theater, and the thought was to create art throughout the downtown as part of your experience. So you're walking down the street, You have murals, there are art pieces, and that's going to be all part of kind of the experience of why someone would want to come to downtown versus going to a mall where you don't find those type of things.
And we've seen that successful in other cities. You and I and David Gassaway, we've had an opportunity to go visit some other cities that have done this very successful in their downtown area, and it's a great experience. If I own a business in Fairfield, what are some of the city resources that are available to me to help me be successful? Because businesses, it's a tough nut out there trying to open your own business.
So a couple things. Some of the resources are internal within the city, and some of them are ones we partner with. So on the partner side, we work a lot with the Small Business Development Center, and they're a great resource. They're a countywide resource that's available for all businesses, and they do lots of things like business classes, trainings, workshops. So we work very closely with them and our business community. Internally, we have programs. Speaking of the downtown, we have a facade improvement program. It's called the REAP program. And so that is something where the city partners with a property owner or a business to revitalize their building.
Okay.
So funds are available for new paint, for new awnings, for outside dining. So that's a way for us to then put money into the actual investment in downtown, where we can partner with the property owner or the business to make that building look nicer and more appealing. There's a city app called My Fairfield app. And so if a downtown business or any person in the city sees something that, the street lights burned out or something's not working, they can go on that app, and that goes directly to city departments that can fix that.
This is some exciting stuff, and we're seeing Fairfield really moving forward. On that note, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll have more with Dwayne after this.
Hello, Fairfield seniors. Join us at the Adult Recreation Center for the popular and COVID-safe curbside coffee and crafts. Stay in your car as you drive up and meet and socialize with our staff. We'll hand you a take-home bag filled with a craft, coffee, snack, and brain-stimulating activities. This event is limited to the first 20 seniors, so hurry and register by calling 428-7421. We hope to see you at the Arc.
We are back with Economic Development Division Manager Dwayne Dalman. Dwayne, we were talking about business retention and the support that we provide to businesses from the city. Let's talk about our residents. Why is shopping local so important?
It's important because the more our residents support our local businesses, that means the more successful they're going to be. Right. So when businesses are successful, that means they can hire more people. We're going to create and retain jobs, here in Fairfield. The more sales they have, the more sales tax generated for the city, and that money goes back and gets recirculated into our community. So kind of two-part. So educate the public on this is what we have here in Fairfield, but then on our side, it's to get more opportunity, get more choices. And that gets back to the attraction side of it. So it's our job to get more choices for our local community of restaurants and retail and things like that.
And in fine, we have so many great restaurants and so many great stores, whether they're the mom and pop stores or the chain stores here in Fairfield. Why would you go anywhere else to shop? I mean, they're right here.
Right.
And so we want to continue to attract more of those and support those that are here. Tell me a little bit about your job. Now, let's get back to that. What's your favorite part about being an economic development manager and working in this line of work? Why do you like doing this? What's your favorite part?
I think my favorite part is just being able to have a positive impact on the community and being part of that change as a community grows, and to be there kind of on the ground floor of, okay, I worked with that business when they first came into town, or I worked with that business as they were expanding. And so that to me is very interesting. It's very exciting. There's never a day that's the same in economic development.
But you get a lot of satisfaction, though, out of watching those businesses start up and grow and succeed, and you can kind of sit back and maybe take a little pride that you had a very small part in the success of that. And of course, most of the success is obviously due to those business owners and managers, but
right.
being able to support them when they come into our community.
And it really is a team effort.
Yeah.
So economic development, there's just 3 of us in our department. So economic development works very closely with the building department, with planning, with code enforcement, with the police department. So, the nice thing about this is that we are all on the same team.
Yeah.
Trying to make the positive change in our community, and economic development is able to work with all those departments.
It really touches everything, doesn't it?
Right.
Yeah. So if I were to want to find out more about the strategic plan or economic development in general, where would I go? How could I get that information?
So the strategic plan you can find on the city website under the economic development page, or someone can contact me directly.
Now, what if I have concerns or questions about those plans or other things that are going on in our downtown area? Who do I contact?
They can contact me. They can give me a call or send me an email. We're always interested in hearing from the community, especially on the attraction side, because it's easier for us to find the contact for a chain retailer. But what we're looking for is really that mom and pop. So someone in the community lives next door to someone who says, he owns a restaurant in a neighboring community and wants to expand.
Yeah.
That's the story. That's the person that I need to be talking to, because that's the connection I need to make. And so we're always interested in talking to the community, and my door's open, my phone's available to be answered anytime.
You've talked to a lot of people in this community. You've really immersed yourself into this community. What is this community's best kept secret?
I would say our downtown. If you haven't been to the downtown in a little while, there's so many positive changes that are going on there. So I tell people, come to the downtown, see what we have to offer there. You'll be surprised if you haven't been there in a couple of years, and it's just getting better.
Yeah.
So that's one of our secrets.
And we've had some great events down there. The Farmers Market has been going on every Thursday evening downtown in that heart of Fairfield, around the shopping areas. We just had our Tomato and Vine Festival down there. We had the 4th of July celebration a month or so ago that really showcased that. And boy, it is. What a terrific place.
Yes.
Dwayne, thank you so much for spending some time here with us to talk about economic development and the future of this community. It's exciting for us to see that. If you would like to know more about the strategic plan and economic development, you can find information on our website, fairfield.ca.gov/ed. Thanks again for joining me today. We'll see you next time.